Charles ran like the wind to escape hell itself. He didn't actually want to fall for Vyxed, but he knew it was he knew she was changed, so he ran it like hell and almost about to make an exit, caught by a security guard. They would try to calm him, but they decided they would try to evacuate him from the mall, but they wouldn't know. But they didn't know that Vyxed was coming for him, and they thought that she was in the way, but actually they are in the way first. So she used her psychic powers to explode some heads. Everybody went screaming and hollering all over the mall. The guards were ready to take her down because of what she did. And then all of them, their heads exploded. The blood was all over Charles. And now as Vyxed looks with those attractive eyes, Charles escaped with his life and hopes to find help or escape from them all with his head still intact and with his heart beating. And that's when another security guard was found. He tried to ask the guard for help, but he was wanted. He was wanted by the guards, and he decided to call for backup until Vyxed put her to sleep. Put the guard to sleep. Charles tried to radio her for help, and then yet again, Vyxed's power was used to destroy the radio. Boom! With no possibility for help outside of the mall, Charles raced for his life to catch the bus, even with work shoes on. It's probably not be fast enough, but even though he had his history of catching buses with work shoes on, Vyxed was about ready to raise hell until she could get what she wants. In a matter of seconds, Charles has made it to the bus and away from Vyxed, but she wouldn't try to do any more damage because that would put everybody in jeopardy. Only those that stand in her way can be destroyed. And so Charles survived. Scared, yes, but a little terrified. He needs Kid Cawthron to make it, and he had to make a call to reach him at his rendezvous point at a Taco Bell restaurant. Finally, the two met, as they are safe from harm. Well, Charles, actually. He would discuss Kent to tell him about what happened, but he was scared to admit that, but the truth was meant to be told. Kent was furious serious about what he did, about what Charles did, and put him to shame. Kit couldn't be reasoned with because of what everything that he has done for Charles, and the shame brought to the end of their friendship. Kit decided to go on his own to find Vyxed without Charles's help. But that option has failed, and that is until Kit has received a message from Gangsta Charles himself. Tells them the truth, tells them about what happened, the affair, the escape, the demon, everything. Gangsta Charles showed Kit the real truth why Vyxed did, why Charles did to Vyxed, why Vyxed changed. And then Charles had told him the truth his own way, and he would explain to him why this happened, because in this story there are bound to be legends, myths, urban myths about, well, Charles ordered Kent to go to the Savannah Morning News, found out an article about the mysterious, well, I'm about to say mysterious, or how about a legendary psychotic sex killer, like I mentioned before. A psychotic sex killer who's only out at night, preys on women, rapes them, and kills them with a blade. Raping them was his fetish. Killing them is his pleasure. And it's until the Savannah police got him and he was sentenced to life instead of death. He wanted to die. He wanted to die so that one day he would go to the afterlife and sell himself to the devil. And then he would make himself a demon to come back to the human world for revenge, to actually go back into a man's body. But little may know, Charles finally made the discovery that it was the killer. It was the killer who is now in Vyxed's body. Sent by the devil to get a pure soul, Charles was the target. Well, it was the right move, but it chose the wrong body for Charles and Kent's part. And even though Kent finally understand that it was not an affair, it was only just a misunderstanding, as the demon Vyxed's goal was to take Charles back to hell in exchange for his soul to the devil. Well, big mistake on that, because Charles and Kent aren't ready to make that sacrifice. They must order themselves to find Vyxed, unleash the demon out of her body, and then happily ever after. But sometimes happily ever after only lies within fairy tales. But in horror, but in a tale like this, bad things can happen. But you will know the